So we did some work with the YMCA. I don't know if anybody looked at this on the website. There's a case. If you go on the website now, you can download the case study. So with the YMCA, they've got a massive problem with trying to get underprivileged communities to get technology, and the technology is too expensive. So that can they get something to them which is at a price point which helps them? So the thing we wanted to do was get the device cost down, be able to deliver it onto a device which is, they call it creating digital citizens. So I think there's this word that people like to bandy around about corporate social responsibility. So this just came out from just us talking to the YMCA.
But just to be clear, this is a theoretical case study, not actually
They've tested.
in use. It is in use today.
They've tested. We are just now getting their application stack to actually put into production. So they've tested it. They've had it for about 6 weeks. We are talking to companies now. You know, just because we've not GA'd, we can get early access.
But I just wanted to clarify, considering the state of the product.
Correct.
Okay.
But this is what we did about. They went away and did a month's worth of testing on the product, and then they came back with these quotes, which are very, very powerful. I was actually, when the quotes came back, I was like, they're like TNT. Do we want to throw those out there, because they're very, very powerful quotes. But we're talking about a large number of units with them, a large number, and I think from going on a conversation that we're having with them ongoing, the number's just getting bigger and bigger. And we're trying to help them solve a problem around education, for giving kids the ability to get education and do stuff on devices which really, if they do lose them or they break, they're not too worried about them. They're not a $1,000 device. They're like a $100 device, which is great. And it fits right into the Chromebook market. You know, if you think about the Chromebook, you can get bulk Chromebooks for £100, £200, right there up to $2,000 sort of dollars now. So I don't think they want to go to that end. They want to stay down at the bottom end. So, and then we did some work with the bank. As we know with banks, they like to use technology until it can no longer be used. So this is 80s technology. The problem with the bank is, the first thing I said to them was, why don't you get off it? And they went, we don't have the budget. I said, you're a bank, so make some budget. And the big thing we had to do with this is we had to reduce the speed of the container. So everybody's looking for fast container speed. What we can do is we can dial down the speed.
I remember that being a problem with game.
It was a problem with game.
It would run at 9,000. Game over.
You have to uncheck the turbo button.
Yeah. So
turbo.
and then we
can you go back to that in a second? So does that mean you could do server-based applications? Because you've talked all about desktop. So if you're running a network of
equal
cache
2,000
machines or something like that, that's running OS 2 or whatever. And I'm sure you can.
Can I say no comment? You know, we've got to be really focused on when we do our G1 product, but we do have a really aggressive roadmap, which is going into other technologies. So I'm not going to go into roadmap stuff today because that's futures. You know, roadmaps change, but we are looking at that because there is a massive issue with servers going end of life and applications not being able to move. It's the same if you're end user or your server. The problem is the same. It's universal. So
NT4 packaging,
and then we did some government stuff for libraries. It seems to be Education Libraries Charity, but we're doing a lot of stuff. And this was the ability to just deliver a very basic application to somebody which they were having issues with taking legacy sort of stuff. Well, they call it legacy. I still call it production because they're still using it, and they wanted to be able to just run it through a browser. And this was for 12 local authorities in the UK. And these are the sort of projects we're getting engaged in, and the people are getting told it can't be done. Now, we've had CTOs at other vendors, very large vendors, say what you're doing can't be done, and then we show them, and they go, that can't be it can't be done. So I think there is a process of education, and hopefully today it gives you the ability to see, you know, we're trying to go down this path and get people up to speed on what is available today, and the browsers are getting better, and technology is moving on. And that is where we are at.